We've all done it. You set a timer, promise yourself you'll focus, and then try to ignore a phone that is actively buzzing next to your keyboard. It's a test of sheer willpower, and humans are terrible at it. The tension builds until you inevitably crack. This chart shows what psychologists call decision fatigue. Every time a notification appears, your brain makes a micro-choice: look or ignore. Each incoming data point drains your cognitive capacity, dragging your focus steadily downward. The hardware itself was built for this kind of constant interruption. Look at the original iPhone interface from 2007. It's a grid designed to be purely reactive. Those red badges exist specifically to steal your attention. Standard productivity advice leans on building better habits, but habits are inconsistent and fragile. Power users replace that fragility with system configuration, treating their hardware as an environment that can be hard-coded for concentration. Productivity then becomes a matter of design. By configuring devices to remove the option of distraction, you stop fighting the hardware and start using it as a specialized tool. Focus modes on iOS function as context-aware filters. They dynamically strip non-essential applications from your home screen, leaving only the tools required for the current task. You can automate this entire process using Apple's Shortcuts app. With a single tap, your phone starts a Pomodoro timer, filters out your text messages, and locks into work mode. You run the shortcut, and the phone handles the rest. Over on Android, removing friction means eliminating the need to constantly swipe between open applications. By running your primary apps simultaneously in true split-screen mode, you keep your reference material visible while you type, entirely removing the navigation overhead. Android also hides an entire layer of system controls in its developer options menu. Toggle a setting called Override Force Dark, and you can force unsupported applications to adopt a system-wide dark mode, reducing eye strain during long sessions. This bar chart visualizes the timing of interface animations. By default, Android sets window transitions to a 1.0 speed. If you drop those scales down to 0.5, the animations render in half the time, artificially doubling the perceived speed of your phone. Speed also comes from how you input data. Using a tool like Wispr Flow replaces manual typing with AI-processed natural speech. Because it automatically formats your words and removes filler phrases, you can draft emails and documents about 4 times faster than tapping on a glass keyboard. When you stack these automations, you lock down the operating system. You strip away the noise, and you force the hardware to act as a single-purpose, proactive tool instead of a reactive distraction engine. But your phone is only half the battle. Desktop environments are notorious for generating cognitive load. When you have overlapping File Explorer windows stacked on top of each other, every click to find what you need introduces a tiny bit of friction. Microsoft's PowerToy suite solves this for Windows users with a utility called Fancy Zones. Instead of manually dragging and resizing windows, you can create a rigid architectural grid. Applications snap perfectly into predefined spaces the moment you open them. PowerToys also includes an always-on-top function. A quick keyboard shortcut permanently pins essential reference materials or calculators over your active workflows, so they never disappear behind a full-screen application. During presentations, Microsoft's free Zoom It tool lets power users punch in with a keyboard shortcut, like the Control-1 toggle shown here. Adjusting the initial magnification slider to 2.0 provides precise control over what the audience sees, cutting out the peripheral noise of a cluttered desktop. For macOS users, the biggest source of friction is relying on a mouse to navigate menus. Replacing Apple's default Spotlight with a dedicated third-party app launcher lets you control your entire machine entirely from the keyboard. The two heavyweights here are Alfred and Raycast. Alfred is built for power users who want to script complex, deep system workflows, while Raycast offers a polished experience that builds tools like ChatGPT directly into the search bar. Mastering these utilities removes the micro-delays of daily computing. By taking control of window management and keyboard navigation, you return hours of compounding focus time to your schedule. Getting the operating system out of your way is just the setup. You still need a place to actually do the work. This is where an application like Notion acts as a centralized workspace. Rather than scattering ideas across isolated apps, you organize data into a structured digital wiki. Everything is connected, searchable, and stored in one location. Because Notion integrates AI directly into that same workspace, You can highlight meeting notes and ask the system to summarize them right on the page. You never have to copy and paste data into a separate browser tab, which keeps your spatial context intact. Automating an operating system creates the time for work, but that time is wasted without a structured destination. The centralized workspace ensures that once you are focused, you have a single place to execute. Now imagine all of these layers firing together. You sit down at your desk and tap your phone to an NFC tag. That single physical action triggers your iOS focus shortcut, dropping your phone into work mode. Simultaneously, your PC snaps your Notion dashboard into a perfectly sized fancy zone. You haven't made a single manual choice about what to open, what to ignore, or how to arrange your screen. The technology stack executed the entire setup, completely bypassing your need to exercise daily discipline. This is how you engineer a path of least resistance. When your environment defaults to deep work, productivity stops being a struggle, and your devices finally start working for you.